Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Brave Around the World, a podcast that brings together people of FTC from all over the world. We are BraveBots, one of Romania's robotics teams. Today, me, Maya, Alexandra, and Mihai are here to talk about robotics in different countries and to share points of view and experiences in the community with you. Now, I'm more than happy to welcome Byte, one of the teams from Brazil. They are currently mentoring teams in FLL and FTC. They are also winners of the Brazilian Robotics Tournament. We cannot wait to hear the amazing stories you have for us today. So, hi, we are so happy to get in touch with you finally. So, if you can tell us a little bit about you and your team.
So, we are Alphabet from a school in Jacarepaguá. Jacarepaguá is a Bible, is a place in Rio de Janeiro. I think you know Rio de Janeiro is a most famous city in Brazil, and São Paulo too. And we has 2 years. We have 2 years of experience in robotics. In FTC, please. We are yes. We have participated in 2 years of FLL and 1 year of FTC in robotics. And I think that's all pretty much.
Okay, we have prepared some questions for you guys. So,
Now I'm gonna address with the first question. How many members does your team have?
Currently, we have 12 members, but we are looking forward to expanding it in this next season. And that's all. Yeah, 12 members.
Oh, can you tell me how your team is organized?
Well, we have our team is organized in six subcategories, and they are pretty much essentials: programming, design, construction, strategy, marketing, and logistics. And each member usually has a specific task to do in each category. But of course, if you're doing something, say for example in programming, and you need to test something in the robot, you can always just help construction a little bit with their task. That's something we always do.
okay, so.
That's all.
Okay, it's amazing because we can agree that we don't like actually have the same departments as you. We have more like technical and non-technical departments, and then we have programming and engineering, which consists of designing and constructing everything you said. And for the non-technical, we have the redactorial department, like the writing, and also like the events, the PR part. But we can agree that any member of our team can also like get into different departments if they want to have the wholesome experience of the robotics team. Okay, so we would like to know what's the story behind your team's success or your team in general.
Well, I think it comes most to our teamwork. I mean, we usually do. We really like to do stuff together. So, say for example, if a teammate is, it's not animated with robotics anymore, something like that, we always like to cheer him up. So we usually, like love to teamwork, and that's and because the last year on the pandemic, we work in home. We work home. So, for example, the first STC or Tibet, the first technical first Lego League we participated, we are just in your house, and one day we going to going to school. Tudo errado. Então, o que você ia falar? Que no FML a gente participou de casa, botaram família, e a gente veio aqui no dia da competição da escola. Todo mundo estava junto com as fotos que a gente ganhou. Foi uma participação de casa. So, it may take a while. We really don't know how to speak English very well.
It's fine.
So, in the first season of First Lego League, we were working from home from the pandemic. So we were working home from the pandemic for quite a while, and we came to school one day to see the results of how we went down. This has a mix from home, school, and develop. Yes.
It sounds amazing, and it sounds like you are really close to one another. If I understand correctly, you kind of go all to the same school, or the majority of you. Okay, it's the same with us. Yeah, it's the same with us. We all go to the same school, and we see each other, I think, basically every day. So yeah, it kind of helps with the teamwork and everything, getting close to one another. Um, does your name have any special meaning?
Yeah, Alpha Byte is because Alpha is because we had what do you call the like in this school we have other team of robots. He called it from Alpha Technology, and because from Alpha Technology we exist, and we are the Alpha Union. And Byte it's because from the what color Byte? From the district we live, we student. He called it Jacarepaguá, and Jacaré is a alligator in English. And it's because we have the alligator in the team. This is the band of the team. The logo. The logo.
That's so cool.
Alligator. Alligator. Alpha. Byte. And
Oh, okay.
that's a joke because
Yeah.
Byte from the technology and Byte from.
Yeah. That's actually so cool. It's so smart.
I'm very sorry, but I like to speak English.
Okay, it's fine. It's amazing. Okay, so we like that. Next.
Okay, we'd like to ask you what's the process for accepting new team members?
Sorry, can you repeat?
What's the process of accepting new members?
Well, usually we like to do a process of kind of like a test. We usually do, we select the members who want to participate in robotics from our classes, and then we pass through a few tests. No, I have the tablet. Through a few steps. So first, the members do of course the inscription for if they want to participate. Then they do a simple test to just a logic test to prove a little bit about logic and stuff, and then they pass through a social dynamic, so to see if they work well in groups and if they are looking forward to working together with one another, or if they just want to be the best, and that's not it. Yeah, and then after the people, that pass that dynamic, we do an interview individually with each person to, determine who is actually gonna join our team.
Okay, that's cool. We also have a test which helps us accept new members and an interview. So it's pretty much the same thing.
So, thank you for answering our question. Now it's time for the next question. Uh, how does the creative process does work in your team?
O processo criativo, como que o processo criativo se envolve nisso? Como que o processo criativo se envolve em nossas brainstorm, acho que in relation of what exactly? To robot or posts on Instagram or kind of general thing?
General thing.
Well, we usually tend to come up with ideas. Of course, each member comes up with, say, for example, someone comes up with an idea. Then the person evaluates if that idea is, it's something that is worth posting or if it's worth working on. And then they say in our WhatsApp group, and if they share it with us, so that everyone can have an opinion on that idea, and if that idea is, everyone agrees that that idea should be at least somewhere. Usually, it comes up to that.
Thank you.
Okay, so it sounds amazing, and you sound like a very creative team. So following up the next question, as you might know, sustainability and like green stuff is a really big theme and very important to the FTC this year. So we like to know how many parts, like in a general thing percentage, how much do you care about having reusing your pieces in your uh, robot, or maybe having recycling them?
A gente vai ser falado na tá perguntando, não está perguntando sobre como se tem ponto sobre sustentabilidade e quantas peças, por exemplo, a gente reutiliza e tudo mais. So here in our school we have a fab lab, which is a fabrication lab. It has many machines that are able to build stuff on their own, like say for example 3D printers and laser cutters and all of that. So we usually like to use a material called MDF, which is kind of like plywood, but the plywood of the plywood, because it is made with with the dust from when you carve out wood, which is it's good, but we usually tend to make stuff out of that, but only say for example cosmetic stuff like the cover of the team, the a few extra pieces, but we don't usually use like too much of that, and we usually also don't tend to use like an excess of parts. We really only use what we really need to use, so that we don't waste materials on something that is not going to really work out for us. And we use the material, for example, the materials in the last year from FTC we are using now to yes, we tend to also recycle the materials that we use each season. Say, for example, we are currently building our robot with a few parts from the last season that we participated.
Okay, that sounds amazing. We agree that we are also using pieces from like last year or the president's years, because it is one way easier than to have new pieces rebuilt and everything, and also it's way cheaper that way, and we also help the environment, so it's a win-win. Okay.
We'd also like to ask you, what do you consider to be your team's greatest achievement?
Qual que nós consideramos o nosso maior vitória do nosso time, o maior conquista. Isso mesmo. Tem aquele Leandro que falou de superar o do ano passado.
Sempre ser melhor do que o bom. Sempre estar competitivo.
Você não gosta Well, we have a few, not to brag about it, but recently we also won on an FLL contest, which is, of course, really, really good. We are really proud of our FLL team. And we also have a phrase that we like to keep in our minds. That is, we also really need to always be in a constant evolutionary state. So we always want to be better in everything we do from season to season. So even though we might not be the best team, but we are all always evolving. We are all always aprendendo. We are always learning with our mistakes and with our achievements, and I think that's a very big part about our teams.
Yeah, it really is a big part, and we can only learn from experience. So that's pretty great. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you very, very much.
Now I would like to ask you, are you aiming for the Dean's List finalist award?
Yes, we are. We currently have 2 members that are participating in it, which are 2 members that we wanted to participate and were voted. And we definitely are looking forward to. We might, of course, not win because there are thousands of teams, but we really want to participate in.
Yeah, that's nice.
So,
Also, have you had the Dean's List finalist on your team in last seasons?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Did you had any Dean's List finalist last seasons?
I
Finalists, no.
think so. No,
No.
And no, not any finalists, but we always like to participate in it.
It's great that you still participate and you cherish the opportunity and take advantage of it. So good luck. Maybe who knows? This year is the lucky year. Okay. As you probably know, the FTC journey is a pretty challenging one, but also very fun one. So, what would you consider to be? Can you hear?
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know if it was our internet, but or if it was.
Okay, I'm gonna repeat it still. It's okay. So I was saying that, as you probably know, the FTC journey is a pretty challenging journey, but also a very fun one. So, what do you consider to have been the biggest challenges in your journey through FTC?
Eu falo qual que foi o nosso maior desafio nessa temporada da FTC. Fazer o próximo.
Eu acho que foi.
Pô, mas pode considerar o do ano passado. Não, tem que ser essa temporada.
Acho que o maior desafio que a gente realmente foi muito difícil foi a nossa primeira campanha no Instagram. A gente foi hackeado.
It was awesome. So we have an interesting story. Our Instagram, our account, it was recently hacked. So it was a little bit of a problem for us, which we had to overcome, of course. We now have a new account, of course, with a new password. Then we changed all of our passwords to that not happening again. And we had like quite a few followers, but now we have 215, which is it's a pretty big. Esqueci como falar. Okay. Which is a pretty big accomplishment, considering it was like in the beginning of the season. So
We can use contas do banco. Por conta disso. And the hacker is trying to hide my bank accounts.
yeah, like
It has very
weird.
weird for me because I work with bitcoins and
Cryptocurrency.
crypto coins. And it has very scared with this episode in Alpha Byte Live.
It really just awkward. Like, what? For no reason, pretty much. We tried to like come up with a reason for that, but we can think of one. It wasn't like a team member attack or something. It wasn't for the team. It was just random, apparently. But it happened, so we had to overcome it anyways. I think it's quite good because we have like 215 members now, followers, so we are advancing quite quick.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds really weird and really bad, and we're sorry for that. Especially for your bank information and everything. I really hope you don't lose any money. And with the followers, I think we can help. Maybe if everyone watching this video could follow them. Okay. So good luck with dealing with your challenge right now, cause you did. Okay. So the next question.
Okay, so we'd like to ask you of a funny memory of yours, something interesting or funny that happened to you throughout the season.
Alguma coisa interessante que aconteceu conosco durante essa temporada.
Isso não. Talvez seja
Vou falar sobre a produção do podcast. Well, I mean, it is. Wait.
A gente travou.
I think it's them. Can you hear now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think, I mean, not to brag about it, but I think this podcast is really something. It's something like very cool. I don't think we have got that in any other season. So I mean, that's why I say thanks for this opportunity and all. And also, we are participating in quite a few friendly championships. Like we currently went to one in December, I think. What is it? Like
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in December. We are going to another one
Like next week.
like next week, and we are also going to, of course, the big championship.
That sounds amazing, and good luck with everything.
Now I'd like to address you the next question. How do you manage to balance robotics with your personal life?
Coxa, coloca o robô aí na rápida
E a
pessoal.
gente toma conta da lógica sobre o pessoal.
Eu não entendi a pergunta. Eu não entendi a pergunta.
Pode falar pra eles, né?
Sorry, I don't understand the question.
Okay. So, how do you manage to balance your personal life with robotics? Like, do you have time to do other things?
É mais sobre você ter tempo com uma vida pessoal.
Nossa, não. We don't have personal life after robot. It's very.
He's joking, okay? Don't worry about it. No, we are joking, but well, we usually tend, we really like robotics, so it doesn't really come to a big problem for us to, just to use a little bit of our personal time for robotics. Say, for example, we have a few members in our WhatsApp group that are like from the first championship and they're still there, helping us and all. So it doesn't really come to a problem, but of course, not everyone likes a little bit of personal time. So, I mean, I think it just comes to every person individually. I can only say for myself, I love to participate in robotics, and I don't really see a problem of giving a little bit of my personal time for it. But if I see, say for example, uh, that I'm lacking like work because I'm not very good for robotics that time, and I technically in my free time I usually take a little layoff just to to reset myself.
Yeah.
Not
Okay, so I agree with you on that. It's challenging, I can say, a little bit to balance personal life with robotics, but it really comes down to your choice as an individual and what you think it benefits you more and what you pleasure to do more. Okay, so now we would like to know what impact do you think you have on your local community? Because I said before, I think you were mentoring the FLL teams and FTC teams. So how do you do that?
And that that's success.
we uh, I'm very suspect to say because I'm not participating in this season, but the last season I participated. In my season, we como é que foi? Sabe? We went to schools to introduce robots in the lab in public schools, and we vamos como sensação,
Conscientization of. Eu falo dele.
que a gente fez programas de conscientização para crianças que trabalham na rua e para. Ai, projeto da casa. Esqueci.
Sua casa container?
Aham, da casa que tem.
Não tem lá, tá. Mas aí você vai fazer.
Ok.
Deixa eu falar primeiro. So, in his last season, the team made a conscientization program because the problem here in our country is that there are quite a few children that literally like buy stuff, go to the streets and sell, like I don't know, some kind of candy, and they just go like, for example, to the streets, like literally, and sell them. So we made this conscientization program, not only for those kids, but also for kids in school. I do.
Yeah.
And como que é, né?
So, it have these projects about kids and about homes, like to create homes with containers, to have slow gastos.
Tá, você quer falar que eu falo deles?
A gente fez um projeto de casas container para ter mais gastos e garantir dar mais acessibilidade a pessoas sem moradia em situação de rua.
Okay. So we. I'm sorry,
It's okay.
he's gonna say to me, and I'm gonna say escape.
We create a project called Content Lab to give and to create houses and trying to make that in real life to give house on people in streets
Yeah, to
without
homeless
house, homeless people. Because in Jakarta have very
High number of homeless people in the streets.
that is it.
And that's
Okay.
pretty much it. And also, we have a little bit of to say for this season. We are currently aiming to promote social activity in our school, which is going to be kind of like an event. There are going to be a few sports that can be played there, and we aim to mainly help with the three teams that we have here at our school, which is the FLL team, the FCC team and also the TBR team. Technology today.
No.
Sorry, not TBR, FRC. And we are looking to gather materials that are needed for each team. Say, for example, FTC, we need non-perishable food. For FRC, they need unutilized paper, and for FLL, they need used oil. Chicken oil. Kitchen is sorry. And yes, that's our main goal for the event.
I think that was no.
And we also have we also have programming.
Curso. Sorry, we are using the translate.
It's okay.
I forgot phone word.
Course.
Okay. We also have an Arduino course which aims to help and motivate kids that don't really get in touch with robotics and with, say for example, technical PC stuff like dogs and that kind of stuff, but mainly for programming with Arduino, which we recently finished. Yeah, we finished the idea. We didn't really put it in practice yet, but we have that going. And yes. Oh, and also I forgot for the event, and at least for the FTC team, we are looking forward to maintaining contact with. Quem tinha falar para poder dar coisa do princípio?
Não sei.
Não, fala pra mim.
Eu não sei qual nome.
Tá, mas é o que?
Eu não vou falar.
To an orphanage. So we are looking to maintain contact with an orphanage that we are going to use this non-perishable food to give it to it at a constant basis, at least at least 2 times per week or a year, or that kind of stuff. We aim to maintain contact with our social activities, with our local community.
Everything you do sounds amazing, honestly, and it sounds like you have a great impact on your community and your city and country also, and most importantly, your school and the children in it. Something I think that really stunned me is the impact you have on like homeless people and kids and the activity with the orphanage you said. It really sounds like you are thinking out of the box and you're helping people that really need help, so that's amazing. I think something we have in common, we also have, you said something about a programming course for kids. We also have something like that. We go to this after school. It's a place where kids go if they don't have somebody to stay at home when they finish school, and we teach them how to build robots, but like little robots from Lego pieces, and we teach them to program it, and they also get really in touch with the nature and the world around them. So I think something similar.
Yes.
Uma coisa que eu poderia falar é que nós não somos estudantes bolsistas, que é outra coisa que eu senti. A gente já esteve nessa situação, pessoal.
Posso falar?
Eu tava falando.
Tá.
I will try to say, but if I say wrong, she will say. Okay. We in school have the pode falar bolsa de estudo. We have a scholarship. Scholarship. We are from students
From public school.
with scholarships in this private school. So one day we in the situation of the people we are helping.
Yeah.
For example, I'm from public school, and I don't. When I was a kid, I don't imagine to work with robots, and now I'm 18, so I'm trying to find a work with carteira assinada, como é que fala carteira? Nem existe lá fora.
Tá, mas quer falar sobre o quê?
Que isso
Você
deu
trabalha de carteira assinada,
e que eu tô querendo.
And then, continue with what he was saying, that he wants to start to work related to something in robotics. And I think that's something quite big. We all, pretty much came from public schools with scholarships. And, when I was in public school, I never had contact with robotics, I never even thought of working with that or, participating in something like that. I think the closest thing I saw was battle robots, which is just huge. It's something easy to know about, but it is something hard to really work with here in our country. Say, for example, in our city, I think there are only 3 teams of FTC teams here, and one of them is we. It's
EFRC, in the what FTC we just have one.
Yeah, and FRC we just have one, which is our.
I think it's two.
Two?
Yeah, in Resende.
Oh yeah, we have 2 FRC teams here in our city, which is one our Alpha Union, our brother team, and the other one from another city nearby.
With this project about the program course, we want to give this opportunity of public students for learn about robotics. I would love to know
This is a memory from Waiting. We are showing the podcast from home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And she unfortunately has to leave for
Oh, okay. Well, it was great having you, so it's amazing. Yeah.
But only she's gonna leave. We are gonna be.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it sounds amazing. You guys are really smart and special, so good job. Okay, we have a couple more questions. So
Okay, so we'd like to know what are your plans for the short term? What do you want to achieve in the near future?
O que nós queremos conquistar no futuro.
não sei se pega.
futuramente nós queremos
O Diogo tá muito fã dele. Ai, sorry.
ter alguma conquista nossa para o futuro.
O que nós queremos conquistar no futuro. Eu pensei, tipo assim, se a gente continuar com as nossas sociais, mesmo durante a temporada, e também sobre trabalhar com robótica.
Acho que também levar a robótica
Isso
para
também
mais
sai
pessoas.
mais pessoas do Brasil lá no mundo. Faz quando assim.
Tá. So, first of all, we would like to maintain our social activities with our community. Say, for example, the the programming lessons and the 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 event that is going to happen in our school. We want to maintain that something usual that we do across seasons. It never really has to be something only happens when we are here. When new team members come in, we want them to continue our our social activities. We also want to work with stuff related to robotics, say for example programming, or really engineering, or marketing, design, and that kind of stuff. I think pretty much any member that is from our team right now wants to work with something related, and quite good.
Estabeleceu o Rio de Janeiro na robótica.
And also motivate
Nossa, como é que é esse
the learning of robotics in our community.
something we also want to do.
Okay, so I see that you want to get better and better, and that is amazing. And what about the plans on long term?
Vamos ir planos por longo tempo.
Acho que é manter algo que a razão da gente.
I think the long-term plans that we have is, there's something general that every team should do every season, but just to keep in contact with our non-STEAM community,
Yeah.
and also to motivate more girls to join robotics, because a lot of people tend to think that robotics is something for boys, or girls don't really feel that they want to participate. That's something common, and we want to teach that robotics is something that everyone can join. Say if you're from a public school, if you're a girl, a boy, or whatever you are, you can participate in robotics. You can participate in a team. You can do something, because robotics covers pretty much all the areas from work, marketing, design, programming, engineering, logistics, and that's all stuff that everyone can do. Of course, there usually tends to be more people that are interested in something, and other people that are interested in something else. But we want people to participate in robotics more, and also to maintain our social activities. Every season we want to not just build a social activity for the season, but for the team. So when we eventually comes time that we need new teammates, we will teach them about our social activities, and we will motivate them to continue them constantly. To not just let something run out.
Okay, that's great. I believe that it's amazing your support for the girls in the community. And you guys are so nice, and I love your ideas and everything you do. And you said,
Thank you.
Okay, so as last question,
Which FTC team that you've never met before would you like to meet the most?
Ele tem uns lá que eu não consigo.
Qual o time da FCC que a gente não conhecia, que a gente quer conhecer mais, eu acho? Mais.
Nossa, o local? E vai até broche.
Probably Sentinels from Canada. That's it. That's nice. Pretty much, yeah, I think they're really cool. And of course, you.
Thank you.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you so much. We would like very much to meet you too.
Presencialmente, tipo,
Vamos ficar falando. Outra hora de- I'm sorry, the internet fell a little bit, and we can hear you now.
Okay, so I said that we would like to meet you too very much, and hopefully we will. Okay, so that were our questions. So if you now have any questions for us, maybe.
As perguntas para eles.
Como que esse meio que eu queria perguntar.
Well, we would like to know how did you have this idea to create the Great Boss podcast?
Okay, so it came from the need and the desire to make a change and have all kinds of people from the FTC community brought together and so they could talk about their experiences because as we are seeing in every podcast we have really different experiences and points of views of what we are going through in the journey of FTC. And we can see that in every question you've answered, and I hope you saw that too. Uh, I mean, starting from how your team is organized, from what events you are doing, and even how you're building your robot and the creative process behind it. Essentially, it is the same and comes from like the same basis, the change and the desire to do something, and ambition, of course. But we can see that it is done in really different ways. So we did this podcast so people could find out about so many ways it is done in. So.
That's good. Mas é uma coisa
Thank you.
a ideia do Great Podcast. Esperamos que possível mais coisas essenciais sempre continuam os deles, sempre a motivação de mudar as coisas novas e a sua ambição pessoal, naturalmente. Eles viram que o que muda de vez é o processo pelo qual eles passam. Por exemplo,
Eu queria perguntar. I would like to know what is the difficulties from from talking with people from all the parts of the world.
Can you repeat the last part of the question because we didn't hear it and we can.
Okay, I would like to know what is the difficulty to talk with other people from parts of the world.
I don't catch like what is the. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad now.
You will say.
Okay.
We would like to know. We like to know what are the difficulties of talking with people all over the world.
Oh, okay.
All over the world.
Okay, so I would say first of all the network connection and the fact that we have this online barrier, it is allowing us to even talk to you in the first place and get to know you, but it is kind of difficult to not see you face to face. So that's why we hope to even meet you one day. And also, yeah, as I was saying. Okay.
Connection.
Yeah, and also I think that's it, honestly. Yeah. I would have said the language, but it is. I mean, we understood you fine. I hope you understood us fine, so.
Eu acho um negócio curioso, porque tipo, depois de FTC que eu conheci muito pessoal gringo, eu fiz amizades com o pessoal, por isso que eu sei. One thing I say to him is because I has a do you know what is an angel in FTC?
I'm sorry.
He was a volunteer.
Volunteer. but voluntary has called is called the angel in FEC in Brazil.
Okay.
Yes.
So we meet very people from all parts of the world, and me and she has friendship with people from Scotland, France, Romania, Norway, and no, and Ella, for example, is a thing very curious because in Brazil, I think I don't know if it has in other parts of the world. The robots are made from gracious professionalism. It's a term from say we have to work, but we have to be front of all the
Fica fácil.
não, pra gente ser tipo, como é que
A
compete em
gente
inglês?
quer. A gente quer. Fica fácil.
Friendly. Friendly.
So, que calma, você tá falando?
Eu queria falar que, tipo, a robótica fez e faz, pelo menos no Brasil, a gente tem o graças profissionalismo, que é...
Tá.
Que é algo que
Explicar o que é
faz
ser graças profissionalismo, trabalhar e ser grato.
So,
Ter amigos.
he's saying that, here we have grace and professionalism. That we, we like to compete with other teams, of course, but we also have to befriend them. We don't have to, be enemies just because we compete. We have to compete in a healthy manner.
For curiosity, in the last week, I was playing Overwatch with a guy from Scotland because we meet in FXC in Brazil, the open season of Brazil.
Não,
So, tem mais alguma pergunta?
I don't think so. Não.
Grito de guerra.
Não.
Take a five.
Sim, gritos de guerra.
We also want changing questions. We would like to know if you have war screen, war cry. I think. War cry is the correct term.
Can you? I didn't catch the last thing you said.
We would like to know if you have a war crime. I think that's the correct term. And so war crime is like the screen that you do to let others know your team, and that we here have war crime, which is very interesting. Very interesting. That's it. Yeah, we would just like to know if you have one or not.
I honestly don't know what you're referring to, so maybe we don't have it. If you could show us what you're talking about.
It's moist.
Pois.
Battle cry.
Eu vou explicar.
Like a slogan to screen in the competitions, like a battle cry or war cry.
Yes. It's like we when we have Alpha Union, which is all the teams that are from our school, and we say first Alpha, and then we say the name of our team, Alpha. That kind of stuff.
Oh, I got it now. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. No, we don't have that.
Why not?
And
But
also,
we'll make sure we have one next time.
okay. Because it's pretty easy. You can just use
Okay.
or like our as an example, like brave boss.
Yeah. Okay. We'll do that. Yeah. We'll go brave boss.
This goal, if you manage to do something catchy, it's quite easy to other people recognize your team. We recently won NFL championship, and we of course we screamed quite a bit after we won. But something good to have because it's something catchy that other people can easily recognize from your team.
I love that I can we, I don't know how can I say impressionado, but it's so cool to see the creativity of the teams. I'm talking English. É muito legal ver a criatividade dos times e fazer esse tipo de
So she said that it's really, reinforced. She said that it's something very, very cool to see the creativity of other teams that also do this.
Yeah, I agree. So we'll make sure that we have this on our next competition because it really shows not only the creativity but also the teamwork and the friendship of the team. So thank you for the idea.
Thank you as well. We really loved it. I mean, I can say for myself, I never had this kind of experience to talk with someone from another country, like face to face or screen to screen, I guess. It's something quite amazing to share experiences with you guys. Thank you very very much.
Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
with us today. It was lovely to find out so many new things and to form such a beautiful friendship with your team. We really hope you enjoyed our time spent together and we're looking forward to collaborating again. And perhaps, who knows, maybe we will even meet face to face in the future.
So bye guys.
Bye.
Good luck and thank you very much for accepting.